everyone, and welcome to NameHero. I'm Ryan, the founder and CEO. Today, I'm proud to announce our new reseller hosting packages, with now adding 4 total packages instead of 3, and 3 out of the 4 also come with free Whmcs. So in this video, I want to break down the new packages and talk about some new features we're offering, as well as some new features yet to come here to NameHero. So I'm going to head over here to our blog really quick, and if you'd like to follow along, I'm going to throw this link on the YouTube channel as well. And you can also go to namehero.com/startup or namehero.com/blog, and you can find this post, or if you don't see it at the top, you can type some of this into the search box and it'll come right up. So if I go down here a little bit, I want to talk just really quickly about the history of reseller hosting and where I see the industry going. So in 2015, when I first launched NameHero and we got started up here, I saw specifically the reseller hosting industry seemed to have been neglected or forgotten about by some of the larger brands out there. And I noticed this in my posts over the last 4 years of running NameHero. We've seen some of the larger brands such as Bluehost. They've kind of pushed back on reseller hosting. They no longer offer it, and they've kind of moved everything over to another one of their sister companies. And it's not just them, it's other companies out there as well. And I ask in here, is reseller hosting a thing of the past? And when I first started NameHero, some people told me that I was crazy to jump in the web hosting industry in 2015 because the industry had grown so large, and a lot of established companies had been bought out, and with the evolution of GoDaddy and other companies, that I was going to go fight a losing battle. So let's just talk, about the Google trends for searches that relate to reseller hosting. So this data is those that type in and are specifically looking for reseller hosting into Google. So this chart, and it's kind of hard to see, you can go to google.com/trends and type it in for yourself, but I just really want to highlight this downward spiral. So this is January 1st, 2004, and this goes all the way up until this is April 1st, 2018, and it kind of goes into 2019 over here. So you can see a lot of people are typing it in, then it went down, down, down. This is 2008. And if we go over here, this is like 2013, and then it kind of peaked back up a little bit in 2016, and it's kind of been, right along this line. So, just looking at this data, it says, well, reseller hosting, that's no one's searching it anymore. And so I ask in here, does this mean that because of social media, perhaps, that, people are going back to phone numbers, or maybe just relying solely on social media? And if you think of this statement, that kind of seems crazy. In 2019, nowadays we all carry the internet with us in our pockets. We all have smartphones, regardless of where we are in the world. I think that, in 2008, 9, smartphones were really just starting to come out, and, there's very few people had them. But nowadays, everyone has them. My 13-year-old stepdaughter, she's got a smartphone. She has the internet in her pocket. And she was actually one of the last of her friends to get it. A lot of her friends have had it for several years. So, and if this statement was true, if websites were going away, then Google, and this is an example I'm using, and I know we can go into the semantics of this and all this, but if we just look, their primary business model at Google is people going to Google and searching stuff, and they index websites, and when you search for something in Google, they show the most relevant websites to your search. Their primary business model is selling ads based on these phrases. So, if you type in, we're in Kansas City, if you type in plumbers Kansas City, you'll get a bunch of ads from plumbers in Kansas City, looking for business. So let's just look at their revenue really quick. And for the quarter ending of September 30th, 2019, they did $40.49 billion, a 20% increase year over year. Their 12-month revenue ending September 30th was $155 billion, a 19.4% increase year over year. And then we kind of get down here through their historical revenue, 136 billion, 110 billion, and 2016 was 90 billion. So look, they're kind of approaching the 200 billion a year mark, and that's just incredible. So, I put in here that obviously Larry and Sergey, they're not hurting they're not hurting for a job. They're not looking for jobs anytime soon. And for some reason, my other image isn't loading here, but I'll get that corrected after this post. But it was just basically a chart showing this, going way on up. And I collected this from macrotrends.net, so you can click that link and see it on their website as well. So, in short, the point I'm trying to prove here is if websites went away, then Google wouldn't have this thriving revenue, because that is their primary revenue driver. Yes, they do have other products nowadays, but mostly still, they do a lot of search profits on AdWords. And if you want to challenge me on that, I'd say, okay, go out to AdWords and start bidding on phrases and look at the prices. Of course, the more people that try to bid, the higher the price is. They're much higher in 2019 than the prices were last year or even the year before. Go out in the web hosting space and look. It's especially true. In my opinion, it's failure to adapt. Looking at Google's revenue and also just looking at data as a whole, the internet's continued to evolve on up. More people nowadays have access to the internet, and I mentioned that with smartphones and my stepdaughter. More people have access, so more people are getting online. So I think the term reseller hosting as a whole is outdated. And let's talk about that. So in the first decade of the 2000s, so from 2000 to 2010, most people that typed in reseller hosting, these were your techies, your gurus, and they were wanting to capitalize on the .com explosion. And, I say this because I was certainly one of them. I've been working online since 1998, and, the 2000s were this huge explosion of the internet. It was just coming, it was been out for a while, but it just started to get really popular. The internet just started to come into homes in the United States, and, now it's completely worldwide. So, my opinion is a lot of these early on searches was that type of audience. And so I think that the term itself is kind of outdated. And if we compare this to some of the big brands, if you go to archive.org and you look at, some of the big brands, and you type in their URL and look at their packages, very little has changed since 2002. Over the last, 17, 18 years, we haven't seen a lot of changes to their packages. It's the same, space, bandwidth, here's the package. And, not a lot has evolved. And I believe they've just kind of failed to adapt with the times. Here's your space, here's your bandwidth, you want it or you don't. People aren't really searching for that anymore because they're wanting more. So when I started NameHero, the first thing I wanted to do was break the stigma. In 2019, you do not have to be a guru, a techie. You don't have to know HTML or a programmer to start a website. Anyone nowadays can start a website. You can literally register a domain, set up a hosting package, install WordPress, download a premium theme, and have a great looking website within an hour. I know when I started, it took a lot longer than an hour to get my first website online. And it looked horrible. My first website was not good. And so nowadays I can create this beautiful looking website with not knowing any coding, just clicking a couple buttons, downloading some stuff. Sometimes you don't have to download. It's very easy. And so if I look at NameHero, over the last 12 months, so this is November 2019, so since November 2018, we've added over 80,000 websites to our platform, and it's continued to compound month after month after month. And so our growth is also a kind of a testimony to that reseller hosting hasn't died, web hosting hasn't died. There's still people getting online, and it's really amazing seeing some of them and hearing the stories. I mean, my gosh, some people. What really interests me is some of these stories in other countries, where they've gained internet access, just like the United States, and they're just getting websites developed for all their services. Their service industries such as plumbers and HVAC, and all these different exciting opportunities are now just worldwide, not just in the United States. And I put in here, at NameHero, our growth has been so substantial, we've cut back on our marketing. And you've probably noticed less videos have came out, less blog posts, because we've been trying to just keep up with all the growth that's came in. And, I believe we've really done a good job with that with our superhero team. But still, the word of mouth of NameHero is still spreading that, we offer these reseller hosting packages with all the features that you need to get started. You don't have to, it's not just bandwidth and space. It's not, bandwidth even, I still think it's kind of outdated as well. Bandwidth is, in 2019, and very rarely do we see people go over that. Instead, we try to offer a turnkey approach. You have everything you need to start your business. Don't have to be a guru. And we also have our training, which is much of this video, that on our YouTube channel, we show you exactly how to do it, how to use it. So with all that said, kind of giving a brief history of it and the position of where we are now, we've revamped all of our reseller hosting packages. We used to offer 3, now we offer 4. We used to have 1 package which included WHMCS, and now 3 out of the 4 include WHMCS. And so let's talk about that. WHMCS is a leading billing and automation system for web hosts. And I put in here, it takes the work out of setting up accounts. So, back in the early 2000s, there was some billing systems out there. They weren't very good, but the majority of resellers out there, they would literally set up accounts manually. They would add them, set them up, and they'd handle the billing. Well, WHMCS has evolved to a product to where you can install the software on your website. Your customers can go to your site, sign up, and their hosting account's created. They can go set up their emails, WordPress, and all that, which is a couple of clicks, just like those that come sign up with us at NameHero, and it handles all the billing for you. So again, you don't have to set up or configure anything after WHMCS is installed. It just automates everything for you. And so we are now including that license with our Gold, Platinum, and Diamond packages. So here's the 4 new packages. And I'm going to go through an example sign up too at the end of this video to show you some of the new features as well. But WHMCS, that's just one feature that we offer, one premium feature that we offer with our packages. So some other things at NameHero that we have standard that a lot of other companies would charge extra or include as upsells, or some don't even include at all, are some things such as LiteSpeed. LiteSpeed's a premium web server that is default on NameHero's reseller hosting, and it's up to 20 times faster website load times than traditional Apache or web server that's not as configured for performance. And LiteSpeed's given it's a premium server, there's an additional license fee. So again, this goes back into more that we're not just offering space and bandwidth, we're also offering a premium web server on all of our packages. So if you're shopping for reseller hosting right now, I don't want to tell you that NameHero is the absolute best. I'm trying to show you, our position and what we try to do for our resellers to make it easy on them. But if you're out there shopping, ask the provider you're comparing NameHero to, do you offer LiteSpeed? Or do you have an option to add LiteSpeed? And I think what you'll find is a lot of them either don't or they do, but they tack on a lot to the price. And so we offer that standard. We just recently announced our Netherlands data center. So not only do we have our packages in the United States, we also have our packages in the Netherlands. And so this helps for our international customers. At NameHero, when we first started, it was primarily North America customers, but now we've had a lot of growth internationally, and some of these customers are asking or have been asking for the option to deploy these packages in a data center a little bit closer to them for latency. It decreases the latency when they're doing uploads or downloads. And so we've added that. We use solid state drives by default. And so I always show this in a lot of videos. This is a SATA drive, your traditional hard drive. It's very big, has a lot of moving pieces to it. But the advantage of these is you can get like a 2 terabyte one for really cheap. And so especially if reseller hosting, when you're selling blocks of large space, you can get a lot more resellers on one of these than an SSD drive. And here's an SSD drive. So really, here's one. I've got 3 of them sitting here. 2, 3. Really 3 of these is about the size of one SATA drive. Look at the thickness. And so they don't have the moving pieces in them, and so they're known to be a lot more reliable. They don't fill as often. And also the read writes are a lot faster. So these also lead to faster load times on websites. And if you're using a newer computer, check and see if it uses an SSD. If so, go turn on your old computer and see how slow it loads up. It's just advancements in technology. And again, a lot of providers out there, we are seeing more move to solid state drives because again, that is kind of the future. But some still use the old SATA drives, especially on reseller hosting because they are cheaper. So that's something extra we do here at NameHero. And we also include RAID 10, which actually means that in a server, you have two SSD drives and one mirrors the other. So in case this does fail, this other one has the data on it. So it's not a backup, but it just kind of runs simultaneously with it. So if one does fail, which very often, it's not often that we see one of these fail. I think in the history of NameHero, we've had one or two fail, but the other one has the data on it. And so that's what RAID 10 does. It's a redundancy factor. And that's included for free in the standard on all of our reseller hosting packages. We also offer free and unlimited SSL. Last year, it was July of 2018, Google Chrome put an update in, and for websites that don't have SSL, they show a not secure warning. So if you have customers that have e-commerce sites or are attracting their customers, if their site says not secure, what's the chances of someone buying something or submitting their name for a lead or their email address? If it says not secure, they're not going to feel safe. So on all of our hosting packages, SSL is free and automatic. It's meaning that you don't have to go buy an SSL certificate for each website. It just automatically generates. You don't have to go configure it. It's just the standard. So you don't have to, once again, trying to take that guru stigma out of web hosting, because that's not needed anymore. We have three specific, and these are kind of bundles together. So each one of these has many different features, and you can view that by clicking this link, the individual features of each one of these, but I'll briefly highlight them. First is our Reseller Toolkit. So again, you want much more than just disk space and bandwidth. So with this, we offer control panels, one-click WordPress installs, staging, updates. This way your customers can get their website online in a matter of minutes, not days. If they need to stage, which means they need to set up a duplicate of their current website to add a new theme, add new products, but they don't want to interrupt their live website, they can create a staging environment, set it all up, preview it, test it, and take their time on it. And then when they're finished, they can publish the changes to their live website, so the visitors don't see that anything, they don't see any maintenance progress. Making live edits to a site are dangerous because it could break the website. And also will keep websites up to date, so people don't have to go, your customers don't have to go download software, change permissions and all that. In addition, everything's white labeled. So if you're offering reseller hosting through NameHero, your customers never see us. They just see you. So you can brand it as your own company. And that's a big benefit. It looks much more professional that way. Security Shield, I don't think a day really goes by, if you look at the headlines close enough, that we don't hear of security breaches. From really big companies to even small level companies to even some cities getting compromised. This costs you money, costs your clients money. If their website's hacked, it takes them offline, it breaks their site, it's bad PR, especially if they're selling products or services and information's compromised. So we have a Security Shield product for free by default that combines many different elements to keeping your customers and your reseller hosting business safe and secure. Finally, our superhero features, and I put on here, this is kind of what sets us apart from the other companies out there. Our reseller hosting packages have 99.9% server uptime. Some other companies call it network uptime. Network uptime means that they never lose internet connectivity, but your website still might go offline. We actually mean 99.9% website uptime. So your customers' websites are online 99.9% of the time. And it's even higher than that. If we look at our data, it actually goes into like the 0.999s. We very rarely have downtime here at NameHero, and that's because of our infrastructure. We also back everything with 24/7 superhero support. I put on here that it's very important to us as a culture that we put our people above profits. We're not just here to make money. We want to serve our customers in the way that we want to be served. If it was just profits, why would we offer these premium features? Why not make them upsells? Many of our other competitors do. Instead, we try to give you what's best for your business, and we also back that with our team that's here to help. You can read through our reviews to take our customers' word for it, because obviously I'm the CEO, so I'm going to be kind of biased. But you can read and see what other customers are saying about us. do your own research. I'm not trying to say that NameHero is the very best out there. Again, I am biased, but go do your own research. Try us out. Try someone else out. Try other companies, and you come to your own conclusion. But these are some of the features that do set us apart. You can view all the new packages here, and I am going to go through an example sign up, but let me just highlight this last paragraph really quick. We have a lot more to come. So not just our new packages, we have a new education section coming out. So if you look on our blog up here, we have some of our courses and stuff that we've been offering. I'm working on refilming all of this just to kind of update it. I know some of the materials just kind of outdated over the years. And so everything's going to be freshly updated for 2020. To kind of make sure you're getting the most out of your account and showing you some of the new interfaces. And we're also going to move everything to a new section. So if you're already signed up or enrolled in one of these courses, you'll get a notice with the new link. And I'll also be publishing it on our blog as well as our YouTube channel here. We are also going to be releasing our new cloud reseller platform. So in addition to our standard reseller hosting packages, we have another platform coming out that's going to automate this even more. So if you're a reseller and you say, well, I like reseller hosting, but I really don't want to set up my own website or my own WHMCS. Maybe you're a designer or a developer and you already have, a lot of projects you're working on, but you still want to offer hosting and you want to offer it white labeled because you don't want to do an affiliate program, then there's going to be an option for you. And I'm very excited to get that out for you. So that's coming soon, and stay tuned to our blog and YouTube as we have those details. But with all that said, let's head over and look at our new packages in detail. So this is our reseller hosting page, and if you go to NameHero, you can get to this by clicking on reseller hosting at the top. You can see everything is white labeled, free WHMCS automation on these three packages. Our silver package, it does not offer WHMCS standard. If you do need it, you can add it on. I know some people that are on budgets or some people want reseller hosting that aren't resellers. Some agencies that have multiple websites, or maybe you have just your own set of websites and aren't quite ready to go to VPS. The silver is a great option for you. You can go between the US and the Netherlands data center. You can click here and switch that depending on your location. We have our standard SSD storage. The biggest difference between all of these packages is the different amount of storage that you can use. And of course, you can upgrade this at any time. So the silver is 40 gigabytes of storage, the gold 75, the platinum's 150, and the diamond's 200 gigabytes. So, depending on your usage, if you're just getting started, the silver or gold's a good option. If you already have customers and you kind of have an idea of how much space you're using, then you can kind of look towards the platinum and diamond. Free and automatic SSL, it's standard across everything. We have Web Host Manager with Cpanel. That's standard on all of our packages. There's no additional charge for that. It is free. The number of client accounts that you can set up. So this is an update from our previous packages. This is the number of Web Host Manager accounts you can create, number of Cpanel accounts that you can create. Now, in each one of these accounts, you can have your clients host unlimited domains. So if you have one client and they have like 10 websites, they can host all of them in that one account. But this is based on overall accounts. So even though you have 40 customers, this doesn't mean just 40 websites. One customer might have many more than one. This is individual Cpanel logins. We implemented these because I strongly feel that you're going to reach your space allotment before you hit this client account limit. And so you have silver, you have 40, gold, you have 60, platinum 80, and diamond 100. I definitely feel like, before you hit 100, you're going to reach this storage limit here. And of course, you can upgrade to our VPS or cloud dedicated, or you can add another reseller package. So check those out. But once again, each account can host unlimited domains or unlimited subdomains. So you still have the ability to host unlimited websites. It's just how many client logins can you set up. Our Reseller Toolkit, we highlighted this a little bit earlier, kind of the breakdown of everything that comes in that. Set your own pricing, your own branding, your private name servers, you get a domain reseller account, one-click WordPress and application staging, installing, and of course the free SSL, the security shield, a breakdown of everything that goes on in there, and of course our superhero features that are standard, the free LiteSpeed server, the free Cloudflare with Railgun, free nightly backups, and of course 99.9% 7 uptime, 24/7, 365 support. Now, much like before, other reseller hosting packages, the longer you sign up, the more you save. So you'll notice if you hover over this, it shows you the month price broken down by the term. So if you go month to month, it's $19.22, but if you sign up for 3 years, the price reduces quite a bit more. So, if you want to save by prepaying, you're going to save a lot more. And, this is kind of the standard throughout the hosting industry and other online products and services. Customers that are all in with us are rewarded with a lower price. Me personally, I don't want to have to make a payment every single month. So this kind of, I make this payment once, then I know I'm good for 3 years. Then in 3 years from now, I make another payment. And essentially I'm making 2 payments over 6 years versus making, 12 payments a year, over 3 years. That's a lot of payments if a credit card declines or if I forget to update that. If I'm hosting other customers, if my reseller account's suspended, all my customers are suspended. So that's why we do that. And, we reward customers that kind of go all in with us. So it's up to your situation, what you want to sign up with. The longer you sign up, the more you are going to save. And, that's true on all of these accounts. So now let's talk about the free Whmcs license. But previously it was only included on one account. But what we found is a lot of customers would sign up with the one account because they wanted Whmcs, but they didn't quite need as much space as was offered. So that's why we added it to all of these packages. So now you've got the option, if you're not quite ready for 150 gigabytes of space, go with the 75 gigabytes of space. You can upgrade it at any time and add on. And likewise, you save more here, so it's cheaper to have Whmcs, your space, and you're not kind of overpaying for resources that you're not using. But as your business grows, you can scale up here. So the Gold's a perfect reseller package for those that are just starting their business new, that don't currently have customers but want Whmcs. The license that comes with this, if you go to Whmcs and purchase it separately, let's go over there and I'll show you. So if I go down here, go to Whmcs's website, give it a second to pull up here. And if I go to their pricing, get started, you can see the starter license is $15.95 a month. So if you go buy this separately, you're paying $15.95 when at NameHero, you're going to get the license and hosting and LiteSpeed and all these features for $18.12 a month going for 3 years. Or if you go monthly, $21.97 for your first month, recurring at $39.95. So you're going to save a lot more than kind of going a la carte, building your own solution. Everything's bundled in here to save. And we also offer these other licenses at a discounted cost. So with the starter license, you can have up to 250 customers. The plus is 250 customers with no branding, professionals 1,000 customers, and businesses unlimited. So all these licenses are available at a discounted rate. And I'm going to show you that when I do an example sign up. So that's a new feature that we're really excited to get out here at NameHero. So let's walk through one of the signups here. So I'm going to talk about specifically about the Platinum because this is our most popular package because it offers 150 gigabytes of storage, 1,000 gigabytes of bandwidth, 80 customer accounts, and free Whmcs. This is what we see most resellers leaning towards that have customers currently and are adding more, and they need the space, they need the bandwidth, they need the flexibility. Those that are starting up go with the Gold or Silver, but those that are more established go with the Platinum. And then our big resellers, they hit up here on the Diamond for 200 gigabytes of space. Those that want all the features, the LiteSpeed, all the features that we offer, such as PHP Selector, and they don't want to set up their own VPS or dedicated, they go with the Diamond package. So let's show an example sign up of the Platinum, and I'm going to go through the checkout process because there's some new options added there. So I'm going to go for 3 years because I'm going to save the most. So I'll click 3 years. Now, if you have a couple options, also you get a free domain registration if you go for 3 years. Whereas if you just go month to month, you do not. So this is not with the reseller, the free domain registration. That promo has expired. We will be adding that again soon for Black Friday, so sorry for the misspeak there. So you have the option, register a new domain, transfer existing domain, or use your existing domain and update your name servers. So this is the primary domain you're going to be using for your business. Now again, this is all white labeled. So if you're starting a new business, you probably want to register a new domain. If you're having an existing business and you're maybe adding hosting, maybe you want a separate domain just for that, just for where customers can go and sign up for their web hosting package, and you'd want to register a new domain. If you register your domain with NameHero, it makes it simple to set up your white label name servers. I think that's why most customers decide to register a name with us, because it keeps everything in one place and keeps it simple. Now, of course, if you want to go to GoDaddy or maybe another registrar, you can. You can use a third option here and just say, hey, I've already got my name, or I'll register it somewhere else and I'll update my own name servers. That's fine. You just have to register your name servers, your private ones, in their interface. Additionally, if you have your name and you want to transfer it over, you can type it in here and do that. For my demo here, I've already got my domain in my account, so I'm going to just go ahead and use it in here. So I'm going to use keydiets.com. It's one I have in my demo account, and click use. All right, so now we can see I'm going for the Platinum reseller. I'm going for the US data center, get 150 gigabytes of storage, 1,000 gigabytes of bandwidth a month, 80 accounts, free dedicated IP, domain reseller, auto SSL, private name servers. All right, so the first thing is, would you like to add Drop My Site backups to your primary cPanel account with up to 30 days retention? So at NameHero, we offer complimentary nightly backups for 1 day's retention. So all the stuff that happened yesterday to your business is backed up. So if you come in today, the next day, and something happens, you mess up something, you have a software failure, you can revert back to the yesterday's data right inside of cPanel. Now, some customers, they like to have more than 1 day's worth of data. So if that's you, which I recommend, you can select this Drop My Site backup option, and you just build for the space. So, and this is for your primary cPanel account, which is most likely going to include your Whmcs, your billing software. So that's why, you want to have backups of that, because if something happens, that's where your customer data is. So 5 gigabytes is $1.99 a month. It's pretty cheap to add, and we're also running our 45% special, which comes off this price here. So you're going to save pretty large on this, and you can edit it. You don't have to do 30 days. Maybe you just want to do 7 days, and then you can upgrade this at any time. If you want to add more backup space. I do recommend the 5 gigabytes. Hey, but if you don't want it, if you don't want to add 30 days retention, you want to keep your own backups, that's fine. This just automates it for you. Well, do you want to add a dedicated IP for your customers to share? So the Platinum and Diamond come with a dedicated IP for your primary account, or you can use it for another domain. It's up to you. But if you want to have an IP address for all your customers to share, meaning that just your customers share it, it's not a global NameHero IP, this is the highest email deliverability that you can offer, because it isolates your customer to a single IP and gives the appearance to the outward internet that you're on a dedicated server. So if you have customers that's going to be using email, I recommend this option. It's $4 a month, but it's up to you. Your customers might use Gmail, Zoho, or they might just use their own email provider. If they do, then a dedicated IP is not that important. But if they are going to be using email on your services, I recommend doing this. Now, it comes with the Platinum reseller, the Diamond, as well as the Gold, comes with the free WHMCS license. But some want to remove the Powered By link. So if I go to WHMCS, you can see they have their Starter, their Plus, Professional, and Business. The Starter, it's a more discounted license, but it does have a Powered By WHMCS link. A lot of customers, they want to remove that so they can kind of brand it as their own. Their customers never see WHMCS. And so we have the opportunity here to upgrade it for $10, or I'm sorry, yes, for $10 a month. And again, this is discounted with our 45% special. So you're going to save, nearly half off of this right now. And so instead of paying $18.95 a month, you're getting a huge discount on that upgrade. So it's up to you, whether you want to change that or not. You can always upgrade that at a later time. If you're just starting out and say, well, once I get some customers, maybe I'll remove that, then you can remove it at a later time. Finally, Ssl Certificates, free and automatic through Let's Encrypt. That's free, 100%, all your customers, all your subdomains. We now have the option here, because we had this requested a lot, of having Ssl Certificates by global sign. Some customers out there that have e-commerce or business websites, they don't like Let's Encrypt because they feel like it looks less professional. They want to show that they have a certificate, a premium certificate authority with a domain validation. And this is unlimited as well. So you and your customers can use global sign versus Let's Encrypt, a more premium SSL certificate. And it's $1.94 a month, so it's pretty cheap. But we wanted to add that option in. I think a lot of our customers will still choose just Let's Encrypt, but this kind of gives you the best of both worlds. And this is also a good upsell for your customers. If you have e-commerce website customers, you can offer this as an upsell to them. And where you're getting it for $1.94 a month for unlimited sites, you could essentially sell this for $30 a year to unlimited clients. So the ROI on it's huge if you're looking for an additional upsell. So it's up to you if you want to add that or not. But that is an option that we've seen, and we've had a lot of customers request it. So now it's bundled in to our packages. If I continue. All right, you're going to see here now, here's a breakdown. Now remember, this is for 3 years, so it comes to $987.68, and this is with the 45% discount. So this gives you all the features to run a pretty substantial reseller hosting business for 3 years. So again, this price is a larger price, but you're saving $808. So you're going to save a good bit instead of going month to month with this. So it's up to you how you want to go about it. Your investment up front is kind of substantial, but then again, you're not having to make the month-to-month payment, and then you don't have to worry about making this every single month, and then you're good for 3 years. So if I go to checkout, I can then make my payment. So you just have to fill out your information here and complete your payment, and then the account's online. I'm going to pause this video really quick so I can go ahead and set mine up and enter all my information, and then I'll resume to show some of the more features of our reseller accounts. All right, so now our order is complete. We are obsessed with customer feedback here at NameHero. If this video helped you, or some of our training, especially the new training that's coming out, if it helped you along the way, we certainly do appreciate all 5 stars. You also have the opportunity to share your experience with others. If you have a message, and I personally read every one of these, also as well as why you chose NameHero. We'd love to hear this. If you want to, you can share your name. If not, just leave it blank, go anonymous. Your email is automatically populated, and this is just so we can follow up with your order. If you have any concerns that we need to address, and also to confirm that you are who you say you are. It's not used for marketing purposes. We hate spam just as much as the next person does. But if you don't want to fill this out, that's fine. You can close it out, and we'll follow up via email on your experience. So it's not a requirement. But my order is completed, and as long as everything went through smoothly, your account's set up and you're ready to get going with your new reseller account. And click continue to the client area, and this is the NameHero client area. You're going to notice that some passwords, the service passwords, are not shown until you enable 2-factor auth. So let me explain this really quick. I feel like a username and password nowadays is just not strong enough. We've tried everything to try to get customers to generate really secure passwords, and some people still, they want to use a password they can remember. So we recommend enabling 2-factor on your account. And so this means that you use your smartphone. Once you enter your username and password, you enter a unique 6-digit code, which expires every 60 seconds, using the Google Authenticator app, which makes sure if someone was to guess or get your username and password, unless they physically have your smartphone, they cannot get into your account. I can't tell you how many times over the years we've seen customers that maybe have business partnerships that go south, and their business partner has their login, and then they get access to their account. This would prevent that. So this you can enable it very easily in our interface. Just clicking on it, and follow the directions here. You just click this to enable, you click get started, you scan this code with the Google Authenticator app. It's a free download in the iOS, Android, and Windows stores, and then you can set this up. It's very, very easy to do. So I recommend doing that, but you don't have to do it right now if you do not want, but I highly, highly recommend it. Okay, so let's go over to our package. I got a couple demo accounts here. I just did this platinum reseller with Key Diets, so I'm going to click on it. Give it a second to move around here. I'm using Google Fiber, and for some reason they're kind of trucking along a little slower today, but that's all right. We'll go get this loaded up here. And I also want to show, though, how simple we make this to set up your name servers. So you can see here, here's our package, and you can see our private name servers. This is what we give our customers so they never see NameHero. So I use keydiets.com just because it's an example domain that I have in my account. But if you have your domain at another registrar, you have to set this up there, but it is simple. So since my domain is at NameHero, I can click Manage Domain, and I can register these right here in our interface. And so I'll just copy this IP because on my next screen here, I'm going to need it. Let's give this a second while Google trots on along here. But again, this is so your customers never see NameHero. So if I go over here and click Private Name Servers, since my name's registered with NameHero, I just enter NS1 and enter my IP and click Save. And again, I'm not going to click Save because I think I've already got them registered here. But this is how I do it. And likewise, I want to do it for the NS2 here. I would copy this and paste it in here. And I would click Save. Once done, I click Name Servers. And then I would update Key Diets to use those private name servers. At this point, all my hosting is white labeled. People never will see NameHero. Everything is white labeled to your company. So you will be using it on your domain and all your customers will use it as well. So we keep it very, very simple and straightforward. I then need to go to Web Host Manager and tell Web Host Manager that I'm using those. So we go to DNS, edit DNS zone. I would select Key Diets, and then I would just switch these over to ns1.keydiets.com. And this is just getting rid of NameHero because everything's white labeled. Whoops, got a new keyboard here, and for some reason I get my paste keys mixed up, period. And also our order processing team will come along and check these for you as well. We try to make this as simple as possible. To make sure that your white label name servers are set up very easily. So I changed from NameHero to Key Diets, and then I need to add the IPs as A records. So I just type in NS1, NS2, A record, and copy and paste these IPs again. Here's my second one, and here's my first one. Paste. Some people try to overcomplicate this. It's very easy to set up private name servers, especially if your domain's registered with us. So now it's done. It's all set. My private name servers are ready to go. Now, if you want to use ours, you can. If you want to use NameHeroes, we can also provide you white labeled ones. But using your own is probably the most popular. That way your customers just see your domain. All right, so now I just want to show how to set up the Whmcs. So under add-ons and extras, you can see here, if I drop down, I've got my Whmcs license options. First, I've got the business, the professional, the free starter, or the discounted plus options are available in here. So our free starter license, that's the most popular one because obviously it's free. So if you wanted to add that, you would click purchase and activate, and you'll see it's free. So there's no cost for this. You just go to checkout, and I've got all my information here. There's nothing due. I'm going to click PayPal just because I don't have a credit card entered, complete order, and then I'm done. So in a few minutes, you'll receive your Whmcs license via email. Let me go ahead and just click approve on this, and that way I can show you where it shows up. Just 1 second. So now I went ahead and approved it manually over on my end. Since I had a new account, I had to approve that. Now if I go back to my package, Key Diets Platinum Reseller, you're going to see in here, is my free WHMCS license. And we're going to need this to install WHMCS. So while this comes up, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to show you how easy it is to install WHMCS on our domain. So if I click Cpanel link here, I go into Cpanel for my company. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to find WHMCS. You're going to see under the Softaculous apps installer, it's right here. And we make this very, very easy. It's no longer the days where you have to go download the software and upload it and set permissions. Everything's just a couple of clicks. I'll click install now. I don't have my SSL set up because I just set this account up. SSL activates once your DNS propagates. So once you first sign up and you update your name servers and set them up, it normally takes about an hour, sometimes 3 or 4. We generally say, allow 24 hours for propagation to take place. Most of the time, again, it's in an hour, sometimes in a couple of minutes. But once that has propagated, the SSL will automatically generate. But since I'm kind of doing this on the fly, I'm not going to use a secure URL. But I can change this within the next hour and it'll be secure. But then I need to select my domain. Obviously I want to install this on my primary domain, Key Diets. This is the directory. So when people go to Key Diets, do I want them to immediately see WHMCS, or do I want them to go to like keydiets.com/billing or /WHMCS? I don't really like that. It's up to you how you have your site set up. I personally like to put it on the root domain. That way my customers go right to Key Diets, they can sign up and they're all set. So then I just need to blank out the in-directory option. Data directory, leave that default. The cron job, leave it default. Company name, here you can enter the name of your hosting company. You can change all this later. This just kind of gets you a quick start. Key Diets hosting. My admin folder, you don't want to call this admin because this is where you're going to log in to the back end. You want to make this something that people cannot guess, but also do not use special characters because they'll break it. So you could do I could do like key add 1 5 or 10, and this way pretty much no one's going to guess this, but it just keeps that admin area another layer of security from people not being able to guess where your admin area is. Your email address, you can put this to whatever. This is for the general emails that come in. And you can change this later. Valid license key. So this is what I want to highlight. I need to grab that license key, which you can see now shows up right under here. Once again, this was free. But this is the key right here. It starts at WHMCS, and you have like a unique string here. So I'm going to copy this and go back to Softaculous and paste it here. So that's the license key that I need. If I go to WHMCS, that's what they would provide me for $15.95 a month, which I got included with my hosting plan. All right, so now I need to create my admin user and pass. This is for you to install on the back end. Obviously, do not use admin and pass. It's a horrible default. You want to use something like your first initial, last name, and some numbers. No special characters, though. Use the password generator. This should not be something that you can easily guess or know. This should be something you write down because this has access to all your customers. So you want to make sure that this is extremely safe. So I'm going to copy it so I do not forget it. Enter your first and last name. System administrator is just default, but I would just enter Ryan Gray. I'm Ryan at NameHero.com. So this is important because if you do forget the password, you can retrieve it at your email address. I speak English, I'm going to use English. WHMCS is in many different languages, so you can choose that, whatever is applicable to you. Same for the website. There's many different language packages in WHMCS. My audience is going to speak English, so we're going to use that. There are some advanced options here, like the database name and backup locations and stuff like that. It's automatically backed up, so you don't have to use this feature, so you don't have to worry about that. And I don't recommend really changing your database name. So, for most people, I would just leave them how this is. If you want to email these details to you, just so you can remember what you did, just enter your email address. I'll enter mine here. And then click install. And you can see it just takes a second for it to all unpackage, take your data, make sure it's good, and boom. Now WHMCS has been installed on your account. It was really that simple. You're going to see you have 2 URLs here. One is your domain, so this is where the WHMCS is going to be shown to the customers. And then 2, this is your admin URL. This is where you go to configure everything. And that's why we made this tough to guess. We made this URL something that people people aren't going to just type in off their head. Even though you do have a username and password to get to it, this just makes sure that, bad people don't get to it. Only you know that URL, or your team members as well, because it is public facing. So that's, all there is to it. All there is to getting WHMCS installed and online on your hosting account. Now, at this point, you're ready to get going and setting up your own packages and start reselling hosting to your customers, automated, just like we do here at NameHero. You can have a fully functional website, just like NameHero. We use WHMCS. Let me just log out, where customers can come, they can browse your packages, they can go sign up, and everything's taken care of. They can register their domains, they can transfer them or use their existing domains, just like GoDaddy does, just like many of the other top brands do. And again, everything's white labeled. They never see NameHero. So if you have any questions on this, feel free to let us know. We're super pumped though to get these new packages out here, and also to offer WHMCS with these 3 packages, not just one, give you multiple options, multiple ways to save so you're not paying for resources that you're not using. And then also we have a lot more training coming out, and as well as the new platform too. So a lot of exciting stuff for resellers here coming at NameHero. I recommend, if you don't already, please subscribe to us on YouTube. We certainly appreciate all the thumbs up as well on the videos. And also make sure you keep following our blog at namehero.com/startup, as we'll be posting more information about these new features as they come out, to maximize your business so you can continue offering your customers the highest quality web hosting out there and really gain a substantial advantage over your competitors. So thanks for watching, everyone, and using us here at namehero.com.